Hi, I'm Dr. Jana Austin with Allison Audiology. My most memorable patient moment was several years ago when I had a patient come in. He was very active. He had a long history of noise exposure, running airplanes, working on airplanes. He was just around a lot of loud sounds throughout his whole life from concerts, and he had done a lot of living throughout his time. And he came in because he was frustrated, like many of our patients, that he was having trouble in background noise when he went out with friends. He was still very socially active and he didn't want to give that up, but he felt like he was really struggling in a lot of different environments. And he was very honest and candid and shared with me that he had put off coming in for a really long time just because there was such a stigma around hearing devices, and he was concerned that he wouldn't find something that would really fit his needs and that he would feel comfortable wearing for a long period of time. So we worked together, we talked about the challenges that he had, we talked about his degree of hearing loss, and we ended up talking about the Lyric hearing device that was completely invisible, so it took away any stigma that he was concerned about. And then when he came back in for his follow-up visit, he literally had tears in his eyes, and he shared with me that he, for the first time in a long time, was able to go out with his friends. They went to a restaurant that was always a real challenge for him, and he was able to completely enjoy the night. There were sounds at home that he heard for the first time. His family he was able to hear clearly again, and he continued to repeat that we just gave him a new lease on life, and he was able to keep up with conversation and really get back to being himself. My favorite part of the day, I actually have a couple different aspects that I feel that I'm very lucky in. I love to come into the office and talk with patients and hear success stories of how they were having trouble with their hearing before they came in, and they're able to give us real life scenarios and examples of things that matter to them and hear how much better they're doing with their hearing and their understanding in those environments. The other thing that I'm very fortunate in is that I get to come to work every day with a team of people that I thoroughly enjoy. I don't think a lot of employees or team members get to say that about where they work, but I feel like we're a group of people who are made up of very different backgrounds. We all have different personalities, but we work together for a common goal, and so I feel like that makes every day fun and challenging, and it's always exciting, and I love the people that I work with. What's fun about me? I have two dogs at home, Marley and Cooley, two yellow labs, and they are the center of my world. They both are spunky and feisty, and they're just a joy to be around, and I absolutely love them to death. My favorite thing to do with them really is to hang out at the house, or I love to go to the beach. Typically it's Galveston because that's such a quick getaway and it's so close to Houston, so I thoroughly enjoy family time near the water. I also love continuing to learn. I know that sounds a little bit cliche, but I thoroughly enjoy podcasts, YouTube series on leadership, management styles, running a small business, which as we have a small business here with both of our offices, I feel like continuing to learn and implementing the different concepts that we can get from all of the avenues of information that are out there now. That's really something that is a passion of mine. Something that I wish all patients knew. We hear it a lot when patients come in and they take that first step to starting their journey in better hearing, and it ends up that they'll tell us that they wish that they hadn't waited so long. So I wish a lot of patients knew that with all of the technology that's available now, any hearing challenges that you're having, we have a solution for that. I also feel like we have a lot of patients come in and at first they're a little bit questionable because sometimes people in the hearing industry, they don't always have the best reputation, and there's really a lot of offices out here who do have the patient's needs at heart. And so we want to work with you to find a solution that's going to fit your challenges so that it's something that you're successful with for a very long time. So how did I get into audiology? I actually started my journey in speech communications initially going into speech pathology, but when I started taking the coursework and doing shadowing with audiology, I found that it was really something that I had a strong passion for. I feel like communication is key no matter what stage of life you're in, no matter what type of relationship that you're in. I feel like in order to stay connected to people and activities and things that matter most to you, you have to be able to hear and you have to be able to communicate effectively. So my purpose is to come in, work with you, see what hearing troubles that you're having, and then guide you to a solution that's going to fit your needs. So we partner together for a long time and we have a long-lasting relationship, and we get to see you prosper through better hearing.